Adhyayana. So today we have covered, up till now we have covered most important sections of the Aruna Prashna. For example, the Prarthana, Yopam Pushpam Veda, Pushpavan Prajavan Pratima Pushpavan Prajavan Pasuman Bhavati. So in that sequence, we have come up to ultimately Yopsunavam Pratishtitam Veda Pratyeva Tishtati Ime Vai Lokaha Apsu Pratishthitaha Tat Yesha Abhi Anukta. So I think we have come up to this understanding, up to this point, where Samvatsara, the year, is being taken as a unit, and it is also the apam ayatanam, that is the placement of water. So, and the apam ayatanam is Agni. Agni is in the Agni. Agni is in the waters, and Vayu, any and everything is a project, is a projectile from the water. That kind of idea has been given to us in this section, that Agni, Vayu, Chandra, Surya, everybody who are really beneficial in the world. And ultimately, they are all providing whatever necessary for the people on the ground to exist. And we have also seen Parjanya is important. Parjanya is the rain-giving cloud god. So Parjanya is also providing rain so that there could be food appropriately upon the land and all that. So ultimately, this particular section would end with the idea, Navam Veda Pradishtitam. Please understand that the boat floating on the water, then that is the floating on the water, that is when he understands that, he gets established on this. And all the regions of the world, all the lokas are stable upon the water, but not the boat on the water. It is shaky and moving. Therefore, the mantra, Yo Sunavam Pratishthidam Veda. So anybody who knows about the boat remaining on the waters floating, that will help them to become independent of the water and able to cross over the waters. So ultimately we understand, Ime vai lokaha apsu pratisthitaha. This is the enunciation made by the Aruna Prashna, that all the lokas have been established in the water. So that question comes up, and we have covered up to then about in the Aruna Prashna programming, and come to know that apam rasaha udayagum san, om apagum rasamudayagum san, surye sukragum samabhrutam, apagum rasasya yo rasaha tambo grunhami uttamam iti ime vai lokaha apagum rasaha te amushpinnaditye samabhrutaha. చదవండి సార్ ఒకసారి.
इमे वै लोका अप्सु प्रतिष्ठिताः तदेशाभ्यानुक्ता अपागुं रसमुदयगुं सन्न सूर्ये शुक्रगुं समाभृतम् अपागुं रसस्य यो रसः तं वो गृह्णामुच्चममिति इमे वै लोका अपागुं रसः ते मुष्यतिन्नादिच्छे समाभृताः जानुधग्निमुत्तरवेधिं खात्वा अपां पूरयित्वा गुल्भदग्नम्.
So now let us understand. See, apam rasam udayagum san. That rasa is the essence. So the essence of water is there, and that essence of water has turned brilliance in the sun. Essence of water has given rise for the production of the essence of the humans or the beings who can generate all that. And this kind of idea is much elaborated in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in Aitareya Upanishad, and other Upanishads they have taken, because Aranyakas and Upanishads go hand in hand. Because these two are taken to be the philosophical literature, and in that we come to know more about the people who belong to, who become senior citizens, who come to the ashrama, that's called Tritiya Vanaprastha Ashrama, the Tritiya Ashrama for all human beings. Therefore, the water is essential. Apagum rasasyayo rasaha tambo grunhami uttamamiti. So from water only heat is there in the sun, because we have got hydroelectric projects. So apa eva sasa, and in the beginning, Paramatma, the creator, at first what he created? Water he created. Idamba agra salila asa. At first there was the salilam. And then, not to say that water is the first creation of creations, we have a number of documentary supporting statements for that. More in the Upanishads. And in Veda also, the Apo Devatas are important, and Samudra is there, and Varuna is the in charge person of the waters. He is the king of waters. And even Varuna also depend upon the Mitra, that is Surya Bhagavan. So whatever benefit that Surya is giving upon the land to all people is all owing to the water present in him. That's exactly what we are getting here. So here, Udayam sun apamsi. So rasa, the essence of water, rose up. And because of the essence of the water rising up, that got stationed in sun, and that is the light and luster and splendor and heat and everything that is being given to us from sun. And again, and all the words are water based, and they are the essence of water. That's why we have got Hiranyagarbha Samavartata Agre. There is Hiranyagarbha Sukta of Veda, wherein we understand that God has dropped his virya in the waters. The semen became solidified into a golden egg. That's what Hiranyagarbha. And from there, the entire creation came into. Therefore, it is surmised that water is the essence of the world. So otherwise they are also called Aghamarshanaha. And waters are able to be the remover of the contaminations, the dirt, and on one hand, and also give you the brilliance, heat, and whatever necessary for the atmospheric benefit to all people in the world. Therefore, in order to protect the worlds, because the lokas have come later on, the water is very essentially important. Therefore, we understand, and Soma is also there, and Soma is the best of all drinks, having obtained from it. The Yajamana and people can hope to attain heaven by performing Somayaga, and also by offering Soma libations to respective gods. So that's a different section for the practical benefit of the people living upon the earth. And it's also said that earth is not a permanent residence to anybody in the world. It is called Jagat. Ja is Janma, Ga is Gamana. So when these two things will be alternately Janma Dhruvam and Janma Bhrutasya Janma Dhruvam and Janma leads to Bhrutam or the death. So this is the one. That means only permanent, it's only temporary place. So all this idea, moreover, Tambo Grunhami, I understand that water is very, very important and essence of that. And why that so much important? See the water and Surya and other things, because ime vai loka apagum rasaha, all the lokas contain the essence of the water, the byproducts and products of the water essence. Therefore, this particular passage will tell us that water, the importance of water on one hand. Secondly, also he said, they amushminnaditye samabhrita. So they wanted a reservoir for all the water and all that, so that it could be supplied to everybody outside. So all that has taken seat in the Surya Bhagavan, that all these lokas depend on water for their existence, and sun is empowered to provide water and light to all regions. So that's the section where up to we have mantras for Aruna Ketuka Agni Homa. And now on we have got the Tantra. So that's what we say, Apagam Rasaha Aditye Samabhrutaha. Then we have got the Tatra part of it. Tantra is a laboratory job, applications. So in order to perform Aruna Ketuka Agni Homa, why you should go, why you should choose only Agni as the main thing. So this is how we always getting a, because see, intelligent people are all there at all times, and therefore nothing is accepted without reasoning. See, that is the important things. So with reason, we'll always be accepting all these things. So for that onwards, here onwards, Atha Mantra, and mantra section is over. Now we are going into the practical. I see, actually it is said, Arunaya Aruna Vrata Homaha Anta Heltare. Vrata Homaha, Vrata is theory and Homaha is the practicals. Or also Vrata is a practice, is also a practical activity, and but the nature being a little different. That is, in Vratam, no Agni. In Homa, there is Agni. And Agni representation is there in Vratas and all. That's why Agni is present both times. And Agni has been praised as like this. Agni, Agnihi, Vratapatihi, Vratatamaha, Suchihi, Vipraha. Agni is Vratapati. He is the Lord of all kinds of religious activities. So now let us go with this. Chapand Om Janudagnim Uttaravedim Khatva.
Om Janudagnim Uttaravedim Khatva. Om Janudagnim Uttaravedim Khatva.
Apam Purayitva Gulphadagnam.
Apam Purayitva Gulbadhagnam. Apam Purayitva Gulbadhagnam.
Pushkara Parnaihi Pushkara Dandaihi Pushkaraischa.
पुष्करपर्णैः पुष्करदण्डैः पुष्करैश्च पुष्करपर्णैः पुष्करदण्डैः पुष्करैश्च
Saggumsti. Saggumstitya.
स्थग्गुं स्थीर्यः स्थग्गुं स्थीर्यः
Tirtya.
स्थग्गुं तीर्य स्थग्गुं
It is, yeah.
स्थीर्य
So
स्थीर्य
Sthirya.
Sthirya.
Saggusthirya.
Saggusthirya. Saggusthirya. Okay.
Tasmin vihayase agnim
Tasmin vihaya.
praniya.
Tasmin vihayase agrim praniyopasamadhaya. Tasmin vihayase agnim praniyopasamadhaya.
Brahmavadino vadanti.
Brahmavadino vadanti. Brahmavadino vadanti.
So now, tantra, tantraha. Now there is the tantra. This tantra is a practical application, and therefore we have beautiful explanation. Later on, discussion comes up, and that is Janudagnim Uttaravedin Katva. So Uttaravedi is the fire altar, and that should be dug on the ground. Janu is knee deep. So a knee deep, knee length or knee deep, we have got to dig the ground. And then Janudagni Uttaravedin Khatva. So Uttaravedi has got to be dug. Then what you should do? Apampurayitva gulpadagnam. So you have to fill that particular digging up to your ankle height. You have to fill that up. It is filled with water up to ankle deep. Then Pushkara Parnaihi, Pushkara Dandaihi, Pushkaraischa Samsthirya. So Saggam Sthirya is as a Krishna Veda system. So Samsthirya. So you have to fill it up with Pushkara Parna, Pushkara Danda, Pushkara. That means lotus leaves, lotus stalks, and lotuses. So you have to put all these there. Lotus stalks and lotuses are kept to cover that particular area. Then Tasmin vihayase agnim praniya. Then into that place, the fire has got to be deposited. And then praniya upasamadhaya. So then after this, you have to go with the relevant rites. Revering rites are conducted thereon. So to say that we have this interesting thing that the desire to do a sacrifice and address to God, that desire must be attended to important things. Because ultimately, first we have the desire. And that desire must be attended to like this. And that particular sacrifice is addressed to Sun God. Whenever you want to do that for Sun God, so the procedure is indicated to us that lotuses have got to be acquired and filled, water to be filled in that, and honor to be given to the Surya Bhagavan. Because, and see, this particular thing I have observed. And later on, when you do homa like this, you have to also procure a tortoise. I mean, tabelu కూడా తెచ్చిపెట్టుకొని దానిలో ఫ్లోట్ చేయాలి procedure. So I have actually witnessed Aruna Agni Homa in Ganapati temple in the Girinagar some time back. And I have seen them, Purohits and Rukvits doing that. And one tortoise was already brought and kept in water, Gangalam, and several other material, Yajna Sambharas, including lotus stalks and lotus flowers and all that. So, and actually Suryanarayana was one who organized and who was one of the Ritviks also, he was a retired engineer ITI. He conducted that particular sacrifice in the Girinagar Ganesha temple, I believe. So I had a glimpse of that because all that to do is really tough. because you have to procure so much material and accordingly. So the procedural way was a little different unless people, there are Prithviks in India, I don't know. So they are all very much familiar with the Srauta system for performing the Yagnam. Therefore, here we have only got the indication that digging, filling up, and Pushkara Paranas to be spreading, and then depositing Agni in the Uttaravedi and going and proceeding. And when this kind of preparation has been done, now an inquiry into Yajna starts by a section of the philosophical department or a people of philosophical sense, because philosophy is something which we have got to know about the reasoning, the wisdom behind doing all this kind of exercise. So Tantra, actually, who is God? If you have put a question, who is a God? God is the form of mantra, yantra, and tantra. So mantra is the sound. Yantra is the diagrammatical representation. Tantra is the worship formulas or the thing. So mantra, yantra, tantra, swarupaha, devaha is one definition. That is, the Paramatma is always responsive for all these things. So Bari mantra is sound. And then, and we can also choose one of them or two of them or three of them, depending upon the circumstances and availability and convenience. I have seen in our Bangalore, in our Kendra, whenever we offered, we invited some priests from Ragigudda or Sarsirs and all that. They would invariably come and then draw the yantra of the deity under worship. For example, if you are doing Surya Homa or some Asaura Sukta Homa or Aruna Prashna Homa and all that, they will draw a Surya Yantra. So every deity has got Yantra representation also. That is the diagrammatical representation like that. So now the questioning arises here, because philosophical discussion. Now, Om Brahmavadino Vadanti Kasmat Pranite Ayam Agnihi.
Om Brahmavadino Vadanti Kasmaat Pranite Yamagni. Brahmavadino Vadanti Kasmaat Pranite Mayagni.
Agnihi Chiyate.
Agnihi Chiyate. Agnihi Chiyate.
Now the answer, the question is two. Why is the Agni revered? And why is this Agni gathered together? Chiyate means how that Agni has been brought into collectively here. So what is that? Why is it being done? Because this is exactly a Upanishadic section, and Brahmavadins are there. There are different kinds of people in olden days or in Vedic times, or even now also are there. You generally don't accept things unless that is being reasoned out for a convenience. Therefore, such people are called Brahmavadinaha. Vada is pleadership. Vada is argument. Vada is discussion and debate. So there are Brahma is Veda. Brahma is mantra. Brahma is tantra. So the word Brahma has so many meanings, and so those people who are in favor of Brahma, they have got to note down some clearance, doubt clearance or clearance of knowledge, and they will have to speak first to the other learned section of group or group of people who have gathered there in the sacrifice. So the question is, Kasmat Ayagni Praniyate, Pranite, Chiyate cha. Double things are there. Why is that? Pranite means is brought. Why is Agni being brought here? And whatever Agnis are there in the world, all Agnis are invoked into the Vedic. there are number of Agnis are there. And all those Agnis are being invoked here for worship and getting their grace, getting Agni's grace. Therefore, that is the question. Now the answer is interesting. Sa praniteyam apsuhi apsahyam chiyate.
सा प्रणीयते यमप्सुह्यं चीयते सा प्रणीयते यमप्युह्ययं चीयते
Asau bhuvanepi anahitagniretah.
असौ भुवनेऽपि यनाहिते अग्निरेताः असौ भुवने यना यनाहिताग्निरेताः
Tamabhita yeta abhishtaka upadadhati.
तमभित एता अभीष्टका उपदधाति तमभित एता अभीष्टिका उपदधाति
Agnihotre darsha purnamasayo.
अग्निहोत्रे दश पूर्णमासयोः अग्निहोत्रे दश पूर्णमायसो मासयोः
Pasubandhe chaturmasyeshu.
पशुभन्दे चातुर्मास्येषु पशुभन्दे चातुर्मास्येषु
Atho ahu sarveshu yajnakratushviti.
अथो आहुः सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्विति अथो आहुः सर्वेषु यज्ञक्रतुष्विति
So the Brahmavadins have put a question, and there is the answer provided here in the next way. See, Asau means here Surya Bhagavan. Agni, Surya, Rudra, well, they are all the luminary bodies, and they go or they work with different names. And we have got a concept that in Saura Suktam, we get that Indram, Mitram, Varunam, Ahuhu, and Eko, Vipraha, Ekam, Ekaha. So all Vipras will say that only one Rudra is there, one person is there, and he is in different manifestations. And that's why if you make Surya Bhagavan as your Aradhya Devata in this context, which means that almost all people or all other gods are also involved. So Asau Bhavane epi Anahita Agniretaha. Is Surya Bhagavan or Agni is the only one person who is called as Anahita Agni Retaha. That is, the Agni is revered with an honor in the waters. This Agni transgresses all regions, and there would be the Abhishtakas encompassing him. So Brahmavadins, who are the spiritual martyrs, speak about it. And then the fire is in an area where water is also present. There is no fear for Agni from waters. It is to prevent Agni to transcend and leave the area of sacrificial altar. In order to protect Agni, there is the arrangement of placing waters in the altar. This passage is to signify the opinion of spiritual masters in explanation with the procedure suggested. See, the title Aruna Prashna is reasoned because doubts are raised and answers are provided. And so that's why all these things. So now you observe Tamabhita Eta Abhishtaka Padadhati. Why is the water kept inside? Because water, Agni is safe in the water because Agni is taken as the child of the waters. Apam Garbhaha. So Agni is there inside the waters, and you can separate Agni out from the water with some processes. And more, that's why, because of the presence of the Agni in the water, one should not misuse, abuse, and pollute the water, because it is Agni who gets affected, and that is very bad. So again here, Abhita means all over, Abhishtakaha upadadhati. So Abhishtakaha are the selected bricks to perform Aruna Ketuka Agni with falcon shape fire altar. Approximately around 1,000 bricks are required. So big will be the fire altar prepared. And it is a long drawn process, 21 Agni Chena you call it. And it's a long drawn process. And so Abhishtakaha vadadhati. So Abhishtaka means Abhishta means Abhishta also means desire. And here Abhitaha Ishtakani, Abhishtakani, Abhitaha all round. Now the procedure before telling, once you make the Uttaravedi arranged in that manner and invoked Agni into that, and all that ultimately directed towards the sun god, then what is the procedure? What kind of procedure we have got to follow is again the next question, and that is being answered in the next lines, which we see. Agnihotre darsha purnamasayo pasubandhe chaturmasyeshu. So the procedure is according as that of commonly followed in respect of rites in the earlier sacrifices like Darsha Purnamasa, Agni Masa sacrifice, Agnihotra, Pasubandha, and Pasubandha is Soma sacrifice, and also in all Yajna Kratus, in all sacrifices. So the spiritual masters said, how are you going to perform this? Then all the Brahmavadins replied that iti, that's the Yajna Kratushviti, Yajna Kratushu Sarveshu is one. And the model that you have got to take in the respect of the procedure is that of the Agnihotra. See, in Yajurveda, there are Agnihotra mantras soon after Darsha Purnamasa Yajna. And you start the Darsha Purnamasa, that's the first Yajna of the Yajurveda system. They start the mantras or Yajurveda from the Darsha Purnamasa. Darsha is Purnama, full moon day. Darsha is the Amavasya, and Purnima, you know that is the full moon. So new moon and full moon sacrifice, they call it in translation. So there is a procedure which is there in for 2 chapters in the Yajurveda. Then in 3rd chapter, we get mantras connected to Agnihotra ceremony and the necessary discipline therein. And afterwards, 4th to 8th chapters of the Shukla Yajurveda, we find formulas connected to Pasubandha or Agnistoma sacrifice. Actually, we are now in our every Thursday studying and explaining and learning the Taittiriya Samhita of Krishna Yajurveda. And now I am doing, we are all in the Agnistoma sacrifice. And that Agnistoma sacrifice have got good number of formulas and good number of divisions of rites, and connectedly that we have been explaining. Andrali, in that we have got Pasubandha, that is Pasu, Ishta Pasu. Ishta Pasu is another section where the Pasu is being. Why do they do like that? Because Swarga Kamo Yacheta Vandu. Innondu formula ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವರ್ಯಂತೋ ನಾಪೇಕ್ಷಂತೆ ಅಂತ. So those people who have planned to go to Sargaloka, they do not want anything more than that just now. So Swaryantaha na. So Swaryantaha means ready to go to Sargaloka. So that's why it is here also pronounced, if you are to adopt to the procedure of Aruna Ketuka Agni Homa performance, similar to the model of the rites observed in the Darsapurnamasa, Agnihotra, Pasubandha, Soma sacrifice, and again all other yajnas, that would be very nice. So, in general, it can be said that Aruna Ketuka Agni Homa could be employed in all places, and there is a good discussion on the rewards also therefrom. Because any homa done will definitely result in rewards. So repeat, Ekadhasmava ahussandilaha.
Ekadasmava ahussandilaha. Etadasmava ahussandilaha.
Kamagnim chinute satriyamagnim chinvanaha.
Kamagnim chinute satriyamagnim chinvanaha. Kamagnim chinute satriyamagnim chinvanaha.
Kamagnim chinute satriyamagnim chinvanaha samvatsaram pratyakshena.
Samvatsaram pratyakshena. Samvatsaram pratyakshena.
So here, etadu asmava sendilaha ahu. Sendila Maharshi. You remember, for all the knowledge of Vedas, Rishis are important, but for them, we are completely in darkness. That's why Nama Rishibhyaha, Mantra Krutbhyaha, Mantra Patibhyaha, and Paradam Vaisvadevim Vachamudyasagum Susrushenyam Manushyebhyaha Tamma Devavantu is one Santi mantra which we come across, wherein the Rishis are the recipients of the knowledge from the higher gods, and they are the promulgators of knowledge, and they are the source for all activity and prosperity and eternity to people. That's exactly why we are organizing the Nada Veda Adhyayana Kendra annual day in December 16th and 17th, and the theme being the contribution of the Rishis for their knowledge and also to emancipation. See, knowledge must have a direction, knowledge must have a goal, and goal-free knowledge, no use, and direction-free knowledge, no use, because both are important in knowledge. So, Gnana Agni Sarvakarmani Bhasmasat Kurute Arjuna. Krishna has told that, Aya, Arjuna, ఈ జ్ఞానాను అగ్ని ఏం చేస్తుంది? భస్మసాత్ కురుతే. Everything is shattered down into the ashes, and you, as a result, would be pushed up to Swargaloka or Amrutaloka. So ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ಇಂಥ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಮಹರ್ಷಿಗಳು. ಅಂಥ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ in this we have Aruna Prashna, we have already some seers being mentioned. For example, Gargya Pranatrataha ko antarikshe sabdam karoti iti ವಾಸಿಷ್ಠೌರೋಹಿಣೋ ಮೀಮಾಗುಂಸಾನ್ ಚಕ್ರೆ ಒಂದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅರುಣ ಪ್ರಶ್ನ ದಟ್ ಅಪಶ್ಯಮಹಂ ಏತತ್ ಸೂರ್ಯಮಂಡಲಂ ಪರಿವರ್ತಮಾನಂ ಗಾರ್ಗ್ಯ ಪ್ರಾಣತ್ರಾತಃ. ಸೊ ಗಾರ್ಗ್ಯ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಣತ್ರಾತ put a question and got answer for that. So this way we can have a separate study of the rishis who are mentioned and whose contribution is being marked in the complex of Aruna Prashna. So in that quest we get an answer here that Sendilaha Maharshihi Aha. Yen helidare Kamagnim Chinute Satriyamagnim Chinvadaha. This indeed was spoken by the sage Sandila and his progeny, Sandilaha ಸ್ಯಾಂಡಿಲ ಮಹರ್ಷಿಯ ಪುತ್ರ ಪೌತ್ರಾದಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಸಾಂಡಿಲ್ಯ ಅಂತಾರೆ. They say that we are going to worship the Aruna Ketuka Agni. And Aruna Ketuka Agni Homa, they are going to do it. So from that, what is that? They are going to reap benefits a whole year. See, Samvatsaram Pratyakshena. So Samvatsaram Pratyakshena means whatever benefits that you get out of the homam like this or prayer like this, that will last long for whole year correspondingly. So here we understand there are Agni Upasakas in our history of Rishi world. Among Agni Upasakas, Sandila Maharshi and also his descendants are all Agni worshippers. So they realized and experienced the results of doing Agni Puja or Agni Homa. So what is that they get? They are primarily given rain, the water. And when once water comes, people are waiting to with a harvesting season, and crops and harvests are there, which they have got to reap it out. And so because of sun's rays and support, they are able to do it. That's why they do whole day, morning 6:30, 7 o'clock, they go to field until the nightfall, they will be there in the field only. That's why the crops and harvest and all that will come because of the view of rain that has come down to us through the clouds. And at that rain that comes the whole year, once or so, twice or so, then you see people are productive and there is a lot of food, lot of activity. That's why here it is said, Samvatsaram Pratyakshena. So Pratyakshena Samvatsaram Chinvana. We have the experience and rewards mentioned here that owing to the worship of Agni, they are able to get rain, clouds, rain, and enough crops and trees, herbs and trees, and that can happen whole year, irrespective of any other thing. So I think we stop here today and we continue next week. Thank you very much. Om Swasti.
ॐ स्वस्ति ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु श्रीवेदपुरुषाशीर्वादोऽस्तु ॐ तत्सत्
Very good.